I never thought anything strange would come from a dating app. I'm Lucy, 23, a redhead with a love for photography and obscure indie music. I've had my fair share of awkward first dates and cringy messages, but nothing too serious. Mostly, it was just for fun, until he messaged me. His name was Adam, and his profile stood out from the rest. He wasn't flashy or over the top. His picture was simple, a shot of him standing in a park, looking like someone you'd see lost in thought. His bio was just one line: looking for someone who understands silence. I wasn't sure what that meant, but it intrigued me. I swiped right. We hit it off instantly. Adam didn't bombard me with cheesy lines or vague small talk. He asked real questions, the kind that made me think. We talked about our favorite books, our childhood memories, and the weird things we did as kids. By the end of the first night, we had talked for hours. It felt different, natural. The next few days, we talked more, and it felt easy, comforting. There was something about his messages that felt too familiar, like he knew exactly how to make me feel seen. He asked about my photography, how I loved capturing moments when they were raw, unplanned. It felt like he understood, in a way. After a week of late-night conversations, Adam asked if I wanted to meet in person. He suggested a cafe in the city, a quiet little spot I'd never been to before. "Somewhere peaceful," he said. It sounded nice. I was excited, maybe even a little too excited. I agreed. The day of the date, I spent extra time getting ready, double-checking my outfit. I didn't want to seem too eager, but I was nervous. I arrived a little early, unsure of what to expect. The cafe was tucked away on a side street, hidden from the hustle of the main road. Inside, it was cozy. Soft lighting, the faint scent of fresh coffee in the air. I picked a table near the window, glancing outside to see if he'd arrived. A few minutes passed, and then I heard the door open. I looked up. He was standing there. Adam. But something was wrong. He looked exactly like the guy in his profile, but different. His eyes weren't soft, like in the photo. They were intense, almost too intense, like he was staring straight through me. His smile was tight, not genuine, like he was forcing it. But I couldn't place why it unsettled me. "Lucy?" he asked, his voice smooth, almost too smooth. "Adam?" I replied, my voice trembling slightly. I stood up, but my heart was pounding in my chest. He nodded and walked over to the table, sitting down across from me. I tried to relax, to ease the tension I felt building inside me. "It's nice to finally meet you in person," I said, though my voice felt strained. He didn't respond right away. Instead, he just studied me, his gaze lingering on my face. It was so intense that I almost felt like I couldn't breathe. "You know," Adam said finally, breaking the silence, "you look exactly like I imagined. I knew I'd find you here." My stomach twisted. "What do you mean? We agreed to meet here." No, he corrected, his voice dropping slightly, as if speaking to me like I didn't understand. "I mean, I knew I'd find you here, in this cafe, in this moment." I forced a laugh, trying to brush off the strange feeling crawling up my spine. "I guess I'm just predictable then." "No," he whispered, leaning in a little too close. "You're not." "But I am." I could feel my breath quicken, the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. There was something wrong with him, something in his eyes, in the way he was speaking, but I couldn't pinpoint it. Just then, I heard a familiar sound, the faint hum of a camera shutter. I froze. A small flash of light caught my attention, and that's when I saw it. There was a camera sitting on the table beside him, a professional camera, the kind you would use for portraits, not one you'd casually carry around. The lens was pointed directly at me. "Adam, what are you doing?" I asked, my voice tight with panic. I looked around the cafe, but no one else seemed to notice. The barista was humming while making drinks, the other patrons oblivious to the oddness unfolding at my table. He didn't answer. Instead, He pulled out his phone and showed me the screen. It was a photo of me. Not a candid shot from earlier today, but a picture of me sitting in my bedroom, smiling at my phone. It was one of the selfies I had taken days ago before we'd ever even met. "How the hell do you have that?" I demanded, my heart racing now. That's that's impossible." He smiled again, that same tight smile that didn't reach his eyes. "You're not the only one who takes pictures, Lucy. I've been following your work for a while. I know your style, your habits, the way you move. I can see it all in the shots." My chest tightened. This wasn't a coincidence. There was no way he could have gotten that photo unless he'd been watching me, maybe even before we ever matched on the app. "Adam, this is wrong," I said, standing up, my hands trembling. "I'm leaving." But he didn't move. He didn't seem surprised. Instead, he calmly set his phone down on the table and looked at me, his gaze sharp. "You can't leave, not yet. We're just getting started." I backed away, my mind racing. "I'm calling the police." "You don't have to. They already know about you. I've already talked to them." That was it. My body reacted before I could think. I ran. I shoved the door open and bolted out of the cafe, my feet pounding against the pavement. I didn't stop. Not until I reached my car, jumped inside, and locked the doors. I could still feel his eyes on me, even from the safety of my car. Like he was still watching me. The thought was suffocating. I deleted the app the moment I got home. I didn't want to see his name, his face, his messages anymore. But the notifications didn't stop. Each one was more unsettling than the last. And just last night, a new message came through, one I couldn't ignore. "I'm still here, Lucy. I've been waiting for you to come back. You'll never be alone again." I haven't slept since.